Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Saturday night showdown slate between the Indianapolis Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. Two teams that we got. The Colts who are red hot fire, just beating the Patriots, and now the Arizona Cardinals coming off a horrible loss to the Detroit Lions. What is going on with this team? It's going to be a very intriguing matchup to deep dive into. But before I get into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShedsD. Also, do not forget to sign up for the Patreon. You're getting daily DFS notes on NBA, NFL, and betting advice. All that in one package. If you need to get in contact with me, go to Instagram and definitely DM me there, and I will send you over the link. Also, the link is always down below on each and every video. All right, guys. One more time, don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna finish this 2021 strong. Okay, going 2022. Get to that 1K mark, do the giveaway. Guys, I know you want that money. I know you want that money. So if you're watching this video, if you're one of the views, you should be one of the subscribers as well. All right, now let's get into this slate between the Colts and the Cardinals. This is the injury report right here. Not that many names on here. Sadejo, who had that horrible concussion. Two DNPs. We're not sure if he's going to play. He's trending towards out. Personal injury for Ryan Kelly, so we're not sure about that one. Quentin Nelson, also illness. We'll see what happens Thursday. So that could be a big out right there between Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson. On the Arizona side, two DNPs for James Conner. That could be a big loss. Things could be really linked on Chase Edmonds' shoulders. Two DNPs for Rondale Moore, their speedster, number 3 wide receiver. Isaiah Simmons, but he had an LP. He had a limited Wednesday, so we'll see about Thursday. Zach Ertz should be fine with 2 limiteds, and that's pretty much it for the injury report. No big outs, but if we're looking at some outs, it could be the Colts that are a little bit more injured than the Cardinals. All right. Now, let's start off with the captain position between this Colts and Arizona team. The first one we're going to start off with will be one of the big MVP candidates, and that's Jonathan Taylor. It doesn't matter the matchup. We do not fade Jonathan Taylor. I know I was kind of in the middle when it was that game between the Colts and the Patriots. He came through with 29 rushing attempts, 170 yards, and a touchdown. Absolutely outstanding day against New England. Really put the fork in it, and they really imposed their will on the Patriots. Now they're going up against Arizona, who has struggled, and their weakness is the running game. They have a run funnel defense. All right, they're pretty decent against the pass, but they will give up some rushing yards. So Jonathan Taylor is going to be one of our number 1 captain options. All right, Kyler Murray, if I had to choose, is one of the guys I can fade. All right. If we're looking at fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks, okay, fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks, you got the Colts number 3 in the league. All right. And in the red zone, they're 11th, only allowing 201 yards passing and 1 TD. Okay. Only 18 yards rushing as well. So, if we're choosing someone to fade, because you're going to have to fade one of these guys, Kyler Murray is someone we can put in question. A horrible performance against Detroit. You expect him to bounce back, but the Colts do have a very solid defense all around, and that poor performance against Detroit does not lead me to seeing a bounce back performance. So if I'm choosing someone to 100% fade, or fade just a little bit, it could be Kyler Murray, all right? So I'll put him in the flex, but he won't be one of our main captains. A captain that I do like, we're going to be waiting on James Conner news. If he's in, I love him. Then we can definitely go back to this well. If he's going to be out, then we can put Chase Edmonds as a captain. He's going to be the lead back, and he's a dual threat guy right here. Taking advantage of his limited rushing attempts with a very high yards per carry, but then also he does very well in the receiving game. So if he's getting all the work, Chase Edmonds is definitely a PPR back you can look at. So we'll throw him in there as a possible captain, depending on news about James Conner. All right. Let's see. We got Carson Wentz, who's been up and down. I'll probably move him the more to the flex area, but Cardinals, they do give up. They're 18th ranked against quarterbacks, so that's in the middle. Nothing blowing my, nothing too crazy. Nothing 30th ranked, 29th ranked. When you get those type of opportunities, then you have to kind of reconsider things. Other than that, you can probably leave them in the flex position. Christian Kirk, is going to be one of our other guys we can look at with the injury to DeAndre Hopkins. He stepped up as number one target last week against Detroit. 9 receptions, 12 targets, 94 yards, and a touchdown. So him and AJ Green are looking like the number one wide receivers. This is definitely someone we can look at as well. One of the weak spots, all right, for the Colts is that tight end position. They are 29th ranked against tight ends. Zach Ertz, with the injury to Hopkins, Murray's been leaning on the secondary guys. So that's Kirk, that's AJ Green, that's also Zach Ertz right here. 11 targets last week. That's what you like to see out of him. Wasn't able to get into the end zone, but has high upside. So I like Zach Ertz at that price as well. Let's find you another Indianapolis Colt we can go with. They rely on a run so much that it's kind of not that many options. But the other one to choose will be Michael Pittman. Okay, he's their top tier wide receiver. Poor performance against New England, but that's okay. That's understandable. Bill Belichick kind of took him out the way. You can't really take out Jonathan Taylor, and he showed you why. He really showed you why. Some good games against Houston. Had a decent matchup against Tampa Bay. Had a lot of targets. Did not come through with the catches. A lot of miscommunication in that game, but Michael Pittman definitely has the upside. And we're looking at wide receivers going up against the Cardinals. Let's so you guys can see why I'm choosing Michael Pittman. If we're just going to wide receivers, we're going to flip the ranks around. You got the Cardinals right there, 29th against wide receivers, points allowed, all right, and 27th in the red zone. So I'm really liking Michael Pittman right here. And also, we'll give a bump up to Carson Wentz. So these are going to be our captains, okay? We got Jonathan Taylor, Chase Edmonds, if James Conner's out, Christian Kirk, Zach Ertz, Michael Pittman, and then Carson Wentz, all right? I think they're going to take advantage of this team. You saw what Jared Goff was able to do against Arizona. What do you think? What do you think Wentz is going to be able to do? Obviously, he has some turnover problems, but Frank Reich has really reined things in. You're kind of seeing not a similar Wentz from when he was with the Eagles, but a better Wentz, and that's what you want from him. Okay, these are going to be our captains for the slate on Saturday night. Let's move in onto our flex plays. Okay. The first one we're going to go to will be AJ Green. Obviously, he's sharing duties between him and Kirk as the number one wide receiver there. I think Kirk is the better talent, obviously. AJ Green's an older wide receiver, but he's still getting some looks. 8 targets against Detroit, 10 against the Rams. 20 fantasy points, that's good. He hasn't gotten the end zone since week 6. So it's been a really long time. Maybe things changed against Indianapolis, but everything is leaning towards the Colts, especially with the wide receivers. So AJ Green is someone to look at. I don't have no problem with him. Some secondary options on the Colts side is going to be between T.Y. Hilton and Zach Pascal. One of these two guys are going to be a very good play against Arizona. Um, T.Y. Hilton has the upside. He's more of the deep threat. So if you want to take a shot on him, it could be a perfect game for him to finally wake up. He had some good games earlier this season. Week 12 against Tampa Bay, he had 12 fantasy points, and then 12 fantasy points in his first game against Houston. All right, we're hoping for another touchdown from him, but him being forgotten about can be a mistake, and he can easily get open. He's still a deep threat, and I like T.Y. Hilton at his price at 5,000. Zach Pascal has had an up and down season as well, getting just a little bit of targets. He's been kind of usurped by Ashton Doolin, so we're going to take out Zach Pascal. I like T.Y. Hilton. And if I'm choosing the third wide receiver, it's going to be Ashton Doolin here at 2,200, who's going to be more on the value side, but he has a lot of upside. All right. He had a touchdown against Houston, another deep ball touchdown against Tampa Bay. He's catching on. All right. Very young talent, rookie wide receiver, but I think well, not rookie. He's a third-year guy, but definitely someone to watch out for. Okay, he can be someone very sneaky at that cheap price at 2,000. That's been outplaying Zach Pascal, not T.Y. Hilton, but Doolin is that next guy right behind Michael Pittman that we can look at. Okay. So any other cheap wide receivers or tight ends? I gave you the play of Nyheim Hines last week. This was a decent play just because he got in the end zone. He had one reception, two targets, and that TD. He got you what you paid for with that one touchdown. So that I was happy to see that. I thought he was going to get used a little bit more, but hey, it was the all Jonathan Taylor show. So I don't think we can have to go. We don't have to go to the Nyheim's. Well, if I'm choosing the defense, I'm choosing the Colts side. All around the board, they've been stout against QBs. They're third ranked. Against running backs, they're 18th. Against wide receivers, they're second in the league. Okay, so if I'm feeling confident with the Colts defense, possibly putting up another solid performance. The past couple of weeks, they've been very good against New England, 14 fantasy points against Houston, 18, and now against a struggling Arizona team on the road. But Arizona has been well below average on the road. They do not have a winning record on the road, so they seem not to be able to win on at home. So that's a real problem for Arizona. I think the Colts can definitely take advantage of that. They're hitting their stride right now, trying to get that AFC South title. And possibly with the Titans falling off and they got a tough matchup against the 49ers today, that's going to be an opportunity for Indianapolis to get things rolling. All right. I already spoke about Chase Edmonds. Both kickers are going to be in play between Matt Prater and Michael Badgley. Those guys are fine in my book. So the flex flyers, we'll keep Ashton Doolin there. He's a flex flyer. Matt Prater, like I said, Badgley. Let's see if we can find some other guys for you. And last but not least will be these two tight ends, okay? It'll be Jack Doyle and it will be Mo Alley Cox, okay? There's a lot of games this year where one of these two guys pop off, okay? It's more been Mo Alley Cox, but Jack Doyle is a veteran. He's had some upside games, like against Tampa Bay, 6 for 7 in the TD. That's a classic Jack Doyle type of game. Against the Rams, he had 5 for 64. But also, a guy we can also look at to fill in at the bottom will be Mo Alley Cox. He's had a lot of weeks with just a touchdown coming through. Not as of late, but if you're looking earlier, week 7, 3 for 25 in the TD. Houston got a TD in that game. And against Miami, 3 for 42 and 2 TDs. So he has the possibilities of going off. If we're looking at the bottom feeders for your lineups, Mo Alley Cox can be that guy. All right, so let's key in on the three major plays for this Colts and Cardinals game with the ranking of that defense on the Arizona side and that performance we just saw. I'm going to put in Carson Wentz. Okay, I'm going to be bullish on Carson Wentz. Obviously, I love Jonathan Taylor, and someone that we're going to bring back will be Zach Ertz. Okay, the runner-up will be Michael Pittman, but obviously, I want to bring back Arizona Cardinal. And the weakest position going against the Colts is that tight end position. Zach Ertz getting 11 targets last week. He's definitely someone with high upside. Okay, now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other flex position options or captain position options. Definitely something we can discuss about. But I think that we'll be really solid with these three guys moving in for that Saturday night game. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessNetJSD. And I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.